So the biggest problem with gaining fat and not burning enough calories to the point where you can actually see some definition in muscle, or if anything, even if your goal is to just burn fat itself, the problem is that we are eating more food than we are moving. We're consuming more food than we're actually doing movement. So the calories that we're putting in our system outweigh by a wide margin compared to the activity that we are portraying during the week. If we're not pushing ourselves at all and we're just sitting around, and say you even do eat healthy, you're still putting on size because of that. I'm not saying that it's going to turn necessarily into fat, but in order for that energy to be converted into muscle, you have to actually do some sort of exercise. So if you're 7 days a week not working out at all, and you stay eating clean, but you're not moving at all, you will gain weight because you're putting in calories in your system and you're not burning any of those calories. And I'm talking no movement at all. Like, you're not going for like an actual walk outside. You're not actually picking things up during the day. You're not doing any sort of exercise. Your mind is not on exercise. Your mind is just on work, or your mind is just on food itself, or watching TV, or playing video games, or doing or looking at your phone all night, or things that create laziness. Of course, there's ways where you can actually find a balance, and you can actually do those things, and of course find time to actually exercise as well. But what you want to do is you want to find a way to move more than you eat. It's that simple. And I know I have seen within my own eyes certain people out there that have eaten 6-7 meals a day, and you would think, oh my gosh, they're eating so much, how do they do it? But they work out a lot. When I say a lot, I mean 6 days a week, about hour and a half to 2 hours of hardcore workout at the gym, like not sitting around looking at their phone. They're actually putting in the work, and what they're putting in their system is also clean. So that's a way where they're burning more calories because of the activity that they're doing. So they're moving actually more than they're consuming. You think, oh my gosh, 6 meals, how are they moving more? Because during that 2-hour period, they're moving so much that they're burning more than they're consuming. So what you want to do is you want to find a way where you can, honestly, deep down in your mind, in your heart, know that food is not the thing to be scared of. Don't be afraid to eat. But at the same time, if you are going to eat a lot, you have to move. You can't just eat a lot and just sit. So say during the week you work out 3 times. So 3 times during the week. And the other 4 you just relax. Those other 4 days you have to be careful, because if you're not doing any sort of movement, it'll catch up to you. Because what happens is now your body knows that you are relaxing, and the appetite is now increased. Your appetite is increased and your body wants more food. Once you start grabbing that food, you tend to overeat. Your portion sizes tend to grow. And because of that, you will put on more weight. And if you don't convert that food that you're putting in your system, even if healthy, and you don't convert that into energy where your body will actually turn it into muscle at the gym, because of the fact that you're actually putting up weights, you're doing movement, you're exercising, you're burning calories, you're doing some strength training as well, you're mixing in a bunch of different things. If you don't do that, you are just going to gain more weight and gain more size, and most of that size will not be good size. It will be fat, and that's what we are trying to avoid, right? We don't want fat. We want to lose fat. We want to have most of our body muscle, and we don't want to be out of shape. We want to look good, we want to feel good, we want to be healthy, and that's the main thing. So you got to be moving. You got to constantly be moving, and that's my thing. So if you love food that much and you constantly eat and if you have a strong appetite, I'm not saying that you should just starve yourself. I'm saying move more. You know, find time to move more wherever it takes you. If it takes you on walks, if it takes you on, if someone asks you, oh, do you want to go? A friend that you know asks for you to go for a bike ride during the day, say yes. Do things that will make you burn more calories. If you want to go bowling with some friends, that's movement. So many activities out there that you can do where you will burn calories. And by the end of the night, when you're done, you're laying your head on that pillow, you're burning calories while you're sleeping. You're constantly burning calories. The problem is that you're putting in so much calories in your system, and you aren't doing much, you know? The only time where you're gonna be burning the most calories is when you're going for the walks and when you're sleeping. So if you go for long walks and when you sleep, you burn a lot of calories, a lot. But if you eat a lot, you're gonna have to move more than just that. You're gonna have to move more than just doing the walks, you know? You can't just think that when you lay your head on that pillow and you don't exercise at all, that you're gonna be burning all those calories while you're sleeping. You're gonna be burning calories, but food defeats sleep. Food is overcoming sleep, and you're gonna have to defeat it by moving a heck of a lot more if you are consuming a lot. If you're not consuming it a lot and you don't have a strong appetite and you're not eating that much, then, you know, of course, you would think in your mind that at the end of the day, if you're not consuming a lot, then you don't have to exercise as much, because you don't want to burn a lot of muscle too. And you don't want to go down to the point where you're all bones, you know? You're burning fat and muscle at the same time. So if you don't want to look like a stick figure and you're burning so much body fat and muscle, and you're losing too much because you're just eating like once a day and you're doing a ton of cardio and a ton of movement. But what I say is that in order for you to get to that point in your life, everybody has different goals, but if you want to get to that point in your life, the more that you consume of food, the more you should be moving at the gym, or not at the gym, just activities. Just keep on moving. The less you eat, you can I'm not saying backtrack off of activities, keep going for it, but if you're not eating that much, I'm not saying do 3 hours of cardio every day, go crazy with it, because then you're doing the wrong thing again. You just got to know your body, and at the end of the day, that's what you have to do and consume it. And once you get to that point, then you will know that you're on the right track. So if you burn those calories while you are doing methods of, you know, I can eat here, I can eat there, and you don't have to have set times. So you should still eat when you are hungry, but don't overeat, and don't be quitting the activities. Don't just quit activities. If you play basketball or you play a sport, don't just quit that and then all of a sudden go, oh, you know what, I like food better, and then you start eating. I've seen that happen a lot, where they love sports or they love activities, and then all of a sudden they pick food over it, and they pick food over it so much to the point where they think that food matters more. They get lazy and they get to that point where activity doesn't matter anymore. Food matters. And they just keep eating and eating and eating and growing and growing and growing. And then we all know what happens next. Not good. So in order to avoid that, you got to be putting the right foods in your system too, because you got to get your mind right. You got to be focused on the right things. You know, it changes your mood. Most foods that are man-made, that are processed foods, they change your mood. They change your focus. They alter your mind. And because of that, it creates laziness, and it creates a lack of self-love. you don't love yourself anymore. You all of a sudden give up. You become depressed. You get more anxiety because you're depressed. You know, because you're upset and everything, that you feel like everybody's, you know, looking at you, and you're getting judged. And the next thing you know, you care more about food than than being healthy. And then, you know, our goal in life is longevity, health, longevity, and happiness. In order for us to get at those three, we need to eat healthy, watch the foods that we eat, move more, and stay doing hobbies that we love, because you only live once and you should always be happy. So that's what I gotta say. And keep on moving, you know, keep on moving, keep on eating, of course, but watch the foods you eat and watch the portion sizes. Stay moving, stay active, and get kinetic.